Hey there, it's Bill Deweese from VoiceOverRevolution.com. And as we transition into the cold and flu season, I hope you are staying healthy. This is a time of year that, at least for me and a lot of my other voiceover talent friends and colleagues, we step into this time of the year with great fear and trepidation because we know this is the time that Mother Nature strikes at us and gets to us. At least to me, usually every year in the form of A, allergies, and or B, sinus infections. So I wanted to share with you my 5 power tips for staying as healthy as you possibly can during these next several months. First of all, and I think perhaps most importantly, is to keep a good doctor on speed dial. You know, what you want to do is you want to minimize the time between initial symptoms and any needed medication to get better. And I'm thinking in terms of things, especially like, infections, a sinus infection, or the flu, where you need to get meds in you fast so you can begin to mitigate those symptoms. And you don't want to flare into more than it possibly has to be. So having a relationship with a good family doctor where ideally, if you can just phone it in, and I know telemedicine is becoming more and more the norm. If you need to go in, that's better than nothing. But again, the idea is that you want to shorten that time between initial symptoms and getting that preventative medication into you to nip that in the bud as quickly as possible. Number 2, make sure if you have allergies that you have the best OTC allergy meds that will work for you. And the reason I say the best that will work for you is I know that it's different for everybody. As a matter of fact, for years I swore by Claritin, but recently I found that I experimented with Zyrtec, and this is the Walgreens version of it, Walzer. But for me, and it may be different for you, but I found that Zyrtec works much faster. And actually, it deals with my symptoms much more effectively than Claritin. So don't even assume that what you're using is the best unless you've had a chance to test others. So find the best over-the-counter allergy medicine that works for you. The other thing that you can do on a more preventive note is to make sure that you're taking vitamins and supplements if needed. You know, I'm a big fan of multivitamins. Vitamin C, I think, is especially important this time of year. And also, I really miss the sunshine, so I find that taking vitamin D helps to lift my mood during these shorter and shorter days. The next thing is a Netipot. And if you haven't heard of a Netipot, it looks like, and I can't find mine, it's misplaced right now, but it looks like a very small teapot, like a little kettle. And what you do, and you can find them at like the local pharmacy, or maybe even like a Target or a Walmart as well in the pharmacy section. But you fill it with a warm saline solution, and you, not to be gross, but you run the water in one side of your nose and one nostril, it runs out the other. So the idea is that it flushes out contaminants and pollutants and pollen, all of that kind of stuff that can really aggravate your sinuses and your allergies. So using that on a regular basis can be helpful. And then finally, and this probably goes without saying, but sometimes we just need to be reminded, you want to get plenty of sleep and drink plenty of water. Be hydrated. And speaking of hydrated, let me throw in just a 6th. Here's an extra free one for you. And that is, make sure that your living space is well humidified, because having an overly dry space, which tends to happen as we get into the colder months and run our heaters, will really aggravate any problems that you tend to have already with your sinuses. In our case, we had a whole house humidifier put on, but it might be as simple for you as getting, you can get floor units or even smaller desktop units that you can keep in a room. Like in a bedroom is a great place when you're sleeping at night to keep that well humidified, because that, again, will help to minimize or eliminate the aggravation that you might have with your sinuses during this time of year. So the idea is to keep you healthy and to keep you working. And when all else fails and you get sick, and for what it's worth, I've always been shocked to know that my clients don't seem to mind how I sound nearly as much as I do. So there have been times when I've been, as a self-employed working voice actor, I need to work. And if I'm not working, I'm not getting paid. And there have been times when I've thought, oh no, I'm sick and I can't work. But my clients have requested that I go ahead and give it my best shot, and they've loved it. So you never know. I'll just throw that out there. You never know. You might be able to work more, barring any physical limitations. Sometimes we're just too sick to work. But if it's a matter of how you sound, it may not be as bad to your client as it is to you. You can always tell them, hey, I haven't been feeling well, but here's a sample of what I sound like right now. Let me know if this will work for you. And you might be surprised by the answer. Hey, thanks for checking out the video. Like, share, subscribe, stay healthy, and I look forward to talking to you again very soon.